Hey ladies, it's Saturday night and you know what that means. You want to get away. Single Moms Lifestyle presents the Saturday Night Getaway.
Hello.
Hello.
Y'all popped in at a good time. Like, boom, boom, boom. Hey, y'all.
Hey,
what's going on, gang?
What up? Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Of course, if this is not your first time, you know you are now tuned into Single Moms to Wives Saturday Night Getaway, and we are also joined by our former host and co-host of It's a Man's World. We have, of course, me, your host, Queen G, and my girl, Simply Lorraine.
Hey.
In the middle, we got Corey Poe.
Hola.
Jihad.
Hey, in the building.
And the almost birthday man and the voice behind our intro, Mr. Paul Bean.
Hey, how we doing?
Hello. Can you come a little closer? There you go. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. So listen, y'all. Tonight's show is going to be super dope. I am excited to jump into it. This one's going to be hot. But I got to let y'all know, we definitely need to send out a major birthday shout out. Not only to Paul, whose birthday is literally at midnight. Whoop, whoop. How are you turning, 41?
40.
Happy birthday to you now and then, because I know we're on different time zones. And then my daddy's birthday is on the 20th, Paul Bean Sr. Happy birthday to him. And all of the July birthday people. Y'all got any birthdays that is coming or just passed? Simply Lorraine, you muted. Go ahead.
Yeah, Elijah's birthday was July 4th, and my godson's birthday is July 27th.
Whoop, whoop. Yes. Elijah's 4th of July, baby.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Chaylin's birthday is the 27th.
And the 27th. Happy birthday. Corey Poe.
What's happening?
What you know good? You got any birthdays that's coming up?
Same ones I've been telling you about. Jakena's birthday is on the 21st or the 22nd, but it's definitely the 20-something. And he'll be
Well, happy birthday, Jakeina. I know that's right. Jihad, what you got? Anything in July?
Nothing in July except which was on the 4th of July. That's the only one I can think of.
Okay. Well, we want to wish everybody a happy birthday. And also let you guys know if you have any special shout outs, birthday, anniversary, graduations, babies, whatever it is, give us a shout out via email and let us know. And we will definitely be sure to make the announcement for you, as well as if you're interested in being a guest on our show or have any show ideas, you can email us at singlemomslifestyleradio@gmail.com and we will get you on. How y'all week been?
Been a good week.
It's been a good week. Paul, you've been busy.
Been busy. I was going to say for the birthdays, my grandmother, Florida, her birthday was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Granny. How old?
Turned 77.
77.
Yep.
How about that number?
Yep.
Come on in. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Oh, my week has been busy, y'all. Busy. Y'all know I still got this little baby here. Honey.
Right.
Susu is
my friend.
Susu is something else. I had to take him to work for the second time this week, and I don't know if y'all saw the pictures, but he spilled all his ravioli on his brand new Nikes that his Uncle Brandon just bought, all up on behind the register. I was just like, help me, Jesus. So that's been my week, dealing with my Susu. Corey Poe, what you got going on this week? How your week been?
Same as yours, baby. Just full ups, downs, praise reports. It's been awesome. Just trying to catch up on some rest. Man, we've been averaging probably 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night. So
yeah. So we definitely do want to thank God. I know Lyric had a little ordeal, and I have to actually make this announcement. You don't really realize how important it is and how necessary it is until you're in need. So for anyone out there that can donate, and go to your local Red Cross or any blood bank, there is a nationwide shortage on O positive blood. And that was something that a Lyric needed. And by the grace of God, we were able to find it. But she was very dangerously low. Her hemoglobin was really low. And so, yeah, if you guys can go out and donate, that would be such a blessing now and in the future. Just, if you can. And thank y'all to everyone that reached out, prayed, and text, called to check. And it's still in my inbox right now saying that, hey, I'm O positive. So if y'all could still just go donate, even if not for Lyric, for somebody else that needs it, that would be a blessing. And thank y'all so much for your prayers. And she's home healing. To God be the glory, because I was tired. Simple Ray, how your week been, baby?
It has been full of ups and downs, but it has been a blessed week. It's been a good week. I can't complain.
That's good. That's good. Good week. Jahad, talk to me.
I mean, busy. Learning some new stuff at the gig, out in that hot weather every day. And still trying to get my leg and foot back together. Not too long off the crutches, but it's coming back.
Yeah. You had a major injury.
Yeah, and it's costing me because I can't play ball. I can't make none of my hoop sessions.
Well, let yourself heal. It'll be there. It's in you. It's in your blood. So it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. What's your shirt say, man?
Huh?
What's your shirt say?
This is from Rob Love, Gorilla Republic. It's morality is the new money.
Oh wow!
Oh, I love that.
So that's what's up.
People that know me for years know that I endorse Gorilla Republic clothing. Okay. I have since I guess 2013. It's been a minute, so that's a good brother. So if you get a chance, hit up GorillaRepublic.com. Got a plethora of shirts, hoodies, bandanas, purses, earrings, you name it. He got it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We got to do that for sure. I love that. Absolutely.
I actually just leaned back to try to get the glare off the glasses. You know what I'm saying? Being clean. You know what I mean? So.
That's all right. You was able to plug at the same time. That's what we're here for. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this hot topic. If you are just now for the first time following us, we have been doing this since 2015, and it has been a journey. We've gone from radio to podcast to now we're live on social media, and we're here every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come back and join us. Tonight's hot topic is dating with a purpose. If you followed our podcast, we actually did this topic just us ladies, but we thought that we would come back and revisit with the male panel, male perspective, and give us some balance. And, we've been having some conversations this week, especially Paul and I. I know Jahad, you and I have spoken before, just about people keeping it 100, especially nowadays. It's 2021, and people are still playing games, right? Like real life games. They don't know what they want. They wasting your time. I'm 6 years out the game, but it sounds like ain't nothing much changed. Paul, you just had a real live serious experience with the game still being played. And I know we spoke a little bit about that. For everybody that don't know, I am the big sister. I'm the middle, but I'm Paul's oldest sister. So we kind of had a little moment, and he was gracious enough to come on and talk to us and share with us, because he really wanted to be like, is my thought process right on this? So we wanted to share this with y'all. Paul, do you mind sharing your experience, and we'll kick the show off like that?
Into it, we kind of talked a little bit about. But recently, I was in a conversation with a young lady that I was talking out to, and we were trying to set up a couple of dates or whatnot, and we were just very much so still in the talking stages. And there were some text messages that we had shared between us. Nothing really personal. I'm going to generalize a lot of things, but it was a few things that were shared between us that I would love to, get the panel to take on their thoughts, and especially the ladies, Kay Lisa, Simply Lane out there, and, see what we thought, to see if some of the responses were correct, see if some of, back and forth was correct. One of the things that really, raised an eyebrow with me was, when you're dating somebody, you need to be intentional, okay? And I know a lot of us, we always come into this thing damaged, and my thing is, if you're damaged, then you stay single. You don't pretend to be wanting to be in a relationship. You don't pretend to say you want to be married. If you're damaged and you know you're going to damage somebody else, then you need to stay by yourself to get that right. And one of the things that stood out between the communication between me and this young lady was that, after weeks of trying to set up a date, after weeks of sharing, intimate texts and things of that nature, we're talking about a month in, out and basically says that she had been damaged. So I'd just like to share a few of the texts. Again, some of this is going to be paraphrasing. Some of this is going to be very generalized. But, I start off with the text by saying, you ghosted me, okay? And she replied, I was in a weird situation. I still am. It's complicated. So I guess starting there, knowing that we had already been talking for a month, what does the panel feel as far as coming in a relationship whole and damaged? What do we feel about this situation?
Go ahead. I want Jihad. Just go right ahead.
Shout out to my niece, Lyric.
We love you. Go ahead, Jihad.
I'm actually going to see what the ladies had to say. Considering what Paul mentioned in the text message, the minute she said, now this is just me. This is me. The minute she texted me she was damaged, she would have been blocked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said another word. Because I guarantee you, if you ask her what she's damaged over, I guarantee you it's probably something over 10, 20 years ago. And that right there to me, I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Block. Because I'm not finna fix it. It's not my problem. It's not my responsibility to heal you. So blocked. Not another word when it came.
And to your point, it was a relationship that it was in and out of a relationship that she had been in for what she said 5 years off and on. And I take it that she was still in this relationship. But again, this is not something that, she told me. It's not something that she told me going into. You know what I mean? This is something that I had to find out later.
So you basically caught her probably on the off side of it, maybe like one leg in, one leg out.
When we first met, she was very much, I thought, intentional. She wanted something serious. She wanted to date. We dating to marry. The conversation that we were having prior to this was everything like wanting a serious relationship. And then all of a sudden there was nothing. This was the third date we were trying to set up. This was the third excuse. Or actually, I'm sorry, the second excuse is the second date. Second excuse. And she basically, in a roundabout way, she stood me up.
She ghosted you.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Well, the damage part is I believe. How can I say this? I agree with the statement you made about if you're damaged,
right?
Then work on that, because you don't have the right to just project that onto someone else, in their life. But then the catch-22 to that is some people, which she stated she was damaged. So some people don't know. And in all fairness, for those people that don't know, once you become aware of it, you still need to take a step back. So I do agree that if she was able to verbally recognize that she's damaged, then she definitely shouldn't have pursued you based on, whatever you guys talked about as far as the intent for you dating. Now, how real were you in the beginning? Like, did you ask that question? Because a lot of times, we don't ask those questions, we assume. So did you ever ask, like, hey, are you seeing somebody? Did you just get out of a relationship? Are you single?
Right.
Are you just assume based on the conversation?
And that's one of the things we talk about. I think, going back, and everybody on this panel knows, what's understood shouldn't have to be explained. If you say that, if I buy tickets to an NBA basketball game, I expect to see an NBA basketball a game. So if you buy tickets, or if you're portraying yourself as somebody that is single, right, that is not damaged, right, that doesn't have baggage, that is not holding on to anything, right. And again, this is not something that was just, this had been a week or a day or just a couple of, this had been a month and a half, all this.
So you didn't ask.
6 weeks.
He didn't ask. He didn't ask.
No, I didn't ask.
So
you know what I mean?
Right.
You're supposed to assume when you're dating, and especially the type of conversation with folks, that there are, what's understood shouldn't have to be explained. You shouldn't have to ask everything, But communication is key. Yeah.
Right. Communication is definitely key. So we're at the part where Jihad, she has stood him up twice. And were the excuses good? Can you share?
To be fair, the first excuse was a mutual excuse. I was running late, and it wasn't going to work out. I could still come, but I was going to be like 30 minutes to an hour late. Okay. The second time was an excuse from her, and it was from what she said, it was a valuable, it was a legitimate excuse, family emergency, whatever. So then from there, we were just trying to set up a third date, and it just never came to fruition. So.
Okay. So once you got to the point where enough of the ghosting, you know what I'm saying, excuses, right. Did you set up for a third time?
I'm the type of person, if I put forth an effort and I don't get any good back, like I chase who wants to be chased.
Okay.
You're not just throwing me signs of breadcrumbs to follow you to your house or follow you to, to chase after you. Then I don't, I've always been that type of person,
Okay. So then it just went flat.
Yeah. So now messages where I hadn't talked to her prior now to this. This had been another month and a half. Okay.
Oh,
and
wow.
She hit me up out the blue, wanted to have dinner, and basically,
hold on, she hit you up out the blue.
Yeah, out the blue, wanted to have dinner. Okay.
I wonder what made you cross her mind.
And I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. So, and we can talk about it. So I basically took the position of, you had your chance, you ruined it. I would like for you to explain yourself why you ghosted, but if you don't, at this point, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she went in to say that, he was in a weird situation, that it was complicated. She went on to say that she really liked me and my energy or whatever. But, she wasn't used to a man giving her that type of attention. Okay. Then she went on to say that she came out and said that she had history with a guy, and that she knows she needs to be treated a different way. This guy that's in her life now is not treating her the way that she should. And she got scared of the potential of me and her getting together. So So yeah,
she got scared.
Yeah,
of
and
the potential.
In the conversation, I want y'all to know by this time in the conversation, I'm over it. And one of the things that I like to do in a relationship, friendship type of a situation, I like a clean and friendly. So I was very appreciative of her time, thanked her for her time, and I at one point I told her that she deserved to be treated like a, you know what I mean, and I thanked her for the time that we had, and all the text messages and phone conversations that we had. But at this point, when a person show you who they are, you have to believe them. You know what I mean? So for me, I couldn't go back into that, but I did wish it. But we can go back into why that happened. I know, Cooley, you had some interesting thoughts about being scared, and maybe that may have been about the reason for her backing off posting. My take on it was, you don't do that 6 weekend. Like I said, when somebody shows you immediately who they are, to act accordingly. So if I'm showing you I'm a person deserving of your time, and that scares you, right then and there, you trying to, let me know some of your issues, the things that you deal with. Is that fair?
So this, Jesus, this is a lot.
I got questions.
It's a lot. Go ahead, Corey Poe, because I got something to say. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, just wondering. She was with a guy for 5 years. Did they have kids together?
No. So I think this was a relationship that it was very on off in. She even said that while talking to me during the time period, it was a period where he wasn't even in the picture. And I guess somehow, he got back into the picture because of that history. Cut me loose. So didn't want to pursue what we had any further. Again,
okay, so
none of this between me. I never. We were never physical. It was all text messages and conversation. We met through friends, mutual friends.
Okay.
Oh boy. So this is a lot. I'm laughing because Jazzy like Jihad done turned his head around 100,000 times. He like, wow, when I do jump in, so let me get mine out the way because I know you coming. First of all, okay, let's just for the sake of getting the empathy, sympathy part out the way. The scared part, understandable. And I'm getting ready to play devil's advocate. I'll reach back into my old school pimp bag in just a minute to respond on the other side. But I get as far as we had that conversation before. If she has a history of a particular type of man with repeated history of hurting her, and when she's been vulnerable with them, that is understandable. However, it still falls into the same category of it's part of being damaged. So that's something that even the whole hurt thing, I get it, sweetie, if you're listening, but it's still part of knowing yourself. And again, if she can verbalize that, then she should have been woman enough to deal with that before she played the game. Now, my other thing is, have you done the same thing to somebody else?
I think in this situation, it shouldn't matter.
And no, the reason why let me tell you why I'm asking, because it should matter only because history teaches us.
The answer is no.
So you've never been half in and out, one leg in and one leg out of a relationship, and you done hollered at somebody else.
I have, but if I'm portraying myself,
did you say I have? Did you say I have?
That's called dating.
If you're portraying yourself as being all in, that's all that person needs to know. We didn't even get that far.
So the reason I'm asking the question is, if you've been that person that was one leg in, one leg out, and you hollered at somebody, my thing is the accountability part where you should have known to ask the question because you've been that person. So the first thing I'm going to do is, Are you single? Are you with anybody? Did you just finish a relationship? You got to ask the question. So that's where dating with a purpose, y'all. We're just going to go ahead and say we have to ask the question. Even if we want to assume or they're acting like, I think you need to ask the question. Jai, what you got to say?
It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me, man. So my question,
can you relate?
What do you mean? Can I relate? How? Like,
meaning, can you relate to any part of the game that was just played with him? Because clearly he was literally just a plan B. Let's just.
I mean, I can relate. I think Jazzy said it. It was game, but at the same time, again, what I have to ask you is, Paul. Okay, so the first time the date didn't go through, and you say it was mostly mutually on both parties.
Yeah, it was on me. It was on me. But
my question is, what was the value that you saw in her to at least considering continuing to communicate with this young lady?
Right.
Because even at the same time, it's about value, right? So at the end of the day, if that woman wants you, she's going to pursue you. Even though you all may have been mutually late, if she really trying to get at you, she's still gonna get at you. She'd be like, hey, I understand that, whatever time is good. If we missed the 7 o'clock movie, then let's go to the bar, eat some wings, drink some wine or something. It's about value, man.
Yeah.
But the first time, if there's an excuse, and I understand, you know what I'm saying, and her excuse, from what I heard, her excuse was something minute. Your excuse was dealing with business.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now we get scientific. We're looking at the reasoning for excuses. Now, but at the end of the day,
for the family excuse.
Right. But what I do is I block, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if I was wrong in my assessment and that woman found value in me, she's gonna find a way to reach out, whether she create a new FB account, IG, whether she called me on a Google number. Because bro, I just cut it off.
So that's why he can't tell me no.
Don't waste no time searching for that.
After a whole month.
So that's here's some context. Jihad is right. In men like that and men like me, men like us. Traditionally, I've always been that person, not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt. The first sign of just anything, I'm out of there. I don't have to put up with it. But as we get older, as we mature, and like Cooley was saying, we kind of give people the benefit of the doubt because we've been on the other side. We've been on the other side of that.
Okay.
So, and trying to understand, like, okay, maybe there is a situation that she's legitimately dealing with. If this is somebody that I could potentially see myself with, somebody that does have value, maybe I'll give her the benefit of the once, which I did. Second date fell through, and she had a excuse. She showed me receipts. You see what I'm saying? Of what she was doing. So I believed her. And then after that, we just could never get a third date. And then she texted a few times. I didn't text back. And then we went a month without talking, a month and a half. Okay, and then she just reached out the blue, without addressing why she ghosted.
But let me ask you this. Okay, so you say y'all didn't text for like a month at that time, or you didn't communicate.
Yeah.
Was it because was she the only woman that you were dealing with, or you had other women that you were entertaining during that time that you had options to not even worry about whether or not y'all talked or not?
Absolutely. If I'm dating, and I'm not committed to any one person, I think that for me, I do have, other young ladies or potentials that, don't put all my eggs in one basket.
So if you wasn't dating at that time and she was the only one you was dealing with, would you have reached out to her when she tried to reach out to you?
If we were dating, if we had got physical, then I'm a type person that I'm all or nothing.
What do you mean if y'all got physical? You mean like intimacy?
You saying what?
You said had y'all got physical, then you all in. So are you saying that once you make physical contact with a woman in the name of intimacy or sex, whatever the case may be, then you're all in? Is that what qualifies you?
Let's talk. Let's just not make this about me. Let's just talk about it. How do we feel about it?
It sounds like you got levels to dating because you use dating three different ways. You said if I'm dating somebody, I feel free to keep my options open. And then you said if I'm dating we had, we were intimate. It's more like an exclusive thing. So
no, if I'm dating somebody, dating to me is, going out, being, physical, meaning going out face to face, dates, actual dates, not just.
I can't with him.
Okay.
Not just
this one.
Like,
I had to change my habit. So
okay, Paul. Let me ask you this: then. What is dating to you?
I want to make
because a lot of times we all have different definitions.
That's going on in the dating scene, because I'm not giving y'all everything. I'm just giving y'all stuff so we can talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, though. You made a lot of valid points, and I think honestly we gotta be 100. Paul is not the only one that has done that to somebody or that has been done to. So the whole point in dating with a purpose is getting those hard questions out of the way. Number one. Number two, somewhere on one of my checklists, I mentioned a lot of times men dish stuff that they can't take. You understand what I'm saying? So I heard you say that was your benefit of the doubt one time, but the reality is that it should definitely change your mindset moving forward and playing how you play that game with somebody else, because you know what I mean. I always raise my young adults to understand that you get back what you put out. So that's just the lesson in that one. But then also, you was just talking about basically it's levels to this. So you were saying, I wanted you to give me some clarity on the young lady's mindset when she came back around. Was she ready for a committed relationship with you? And she was saying she was done with old boy, or she just like you came across her mind or her did she see you somewhere in public and it was like, hey boo, like what happened after a month?
It seemed like she was very, it seemed like she was very intentional. She said that she was getting out of that relationship that she was in. She was cutting it all the way off. And she wanted to revisit what we had, or what we were starting to have.
Oh, and she tried you.
By that time, I had already moved on. You know what I mean? So initially, when she texted, I didn't even have her number saved. She had to tell me who she was and the whole nine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't tell me all that. Listen, I thought you was finna be Damon in distress, not the damsel in distress. I thought you was finna be Damon in distress. You did not tell me you had already moved on.
Well, I'm trying to tell y'all, I was trying to give us things to talk about with the show.
Okay. So, and you are, it's really hot. So
we can talk about how men and women should approach dating. You know what I mean?
Well, I definitely feel like, okay. So Simply Lorraine, go ahead.
I wanted to hear because
look, I've been.
You might look at me and you might go, okay, this is a guy that's maybe a playboy. He's handsome. He got different, different women that are just at his beck and call. And I'm giving you a situation where I wasn't, she was the only one that I was communicating. We shared a lot of intimate text messages together, a lot of personal things with her family, dealing with my family. And, I started off as the right guy, the typical textbook guy. And I ghosted. You know what I mean?
So
who stepped to who in that situation? Did you step to her when y'all first seen each other? She stepped to you. How did that come about?
Well, I stepped into her. So
got you.
I reached out first, and I think that's another key important thing. I think, and Jasmine comment. Shout out to Jasmine, Miss Adams. You attract the energy that you put out. So I wanted to be, if I want to attract confident, cool, and collective, then I need to put that out. And one of the ways that I put that out is, reaching out and letting somebody know, hey, I'm in.
Okay, so at this point, you basically are saying that you was into sports fishing. if y'all read Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, he talked about how men sports fish. And you have your throwback, you got your keeper, you got your trophy. So when you approached her as if she was
someone
you know, I'm a just me and you. We're gonna be exclusive material, but she didn't give you the same.
Yeah, and again, we're making it a lot about me, but yes, for me, again, I always talk about this. When somebody show you who they are, you believe them. So I always
Right.
tell me what box you want to be put in. If you act like if you act like you just want it to be a fling, I'm gonna put you in the fling box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, women set the standard. I follow. You know, I take directions very well. If you
I like that statement. I like that. Jihad.
Intimate and be in a relationship with me, then this is what I'm going to give you.
Yeah. Jihad, I know you and I talk a lot about this topic. And it is the most frustrating topic for you because you feel like, if you don't mind me sharing, like you have, you know what I mean, the black women, beautiful black women, all down your social media timeline. I want a strong black king, and I'm a confident black woman, and I love my black man, and I love myself, but that's not really what you've been experiencing yourself, right?
Not at all.
Talk about it.
I feel like broccoli amongst a bunch of beef eaters. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand where you catch a woman at her 20s, 30s, 40s. Is she damaged? Is she still hopeful about love? But at the end of the day, man, I look at dating like recruiting, like college recruiting. You got to find out where you are on the charts. You know what I'm saying? You might be the top priority, or you might be what they call in college recruiting the fallback offer. They wanted you, but they didn't need you. You understand what I'm saying? But what I began to understand, as far as with me, it's always been like my mental level has always intimidated a lot of women. So if I met her in 2015, she probably wasn't mature enough to understand how I think and how I live my life. But I'll bump back into her in 2021, and she's completely evolved. Well, at that time, and this is what I was going to tell Paul. A lot of times, women that you might have had a love interest in earlier or whatever, and they don't understand you, don't work out for some reason. When they come back around, that means you're the last option. Yeah. They trying to get inside the castle before the clock strike 12. And now I'm experiencing that a lot. I'm talking about, 10, 5, 6 years ago, women, they circling back like, yo, I didn't understand you then, or hey, how you doing? I miss you. It's like, I didn't, but it's like, you don't even have that value level with me no more. I would like to experience crossing paths with a woman that sees my value the minute we cross paths. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you didn't see it at first, there's somebody out there that will. And I'm not turning back the clock, because now, you didn't got married. Your guy you married did you wrong. He's in jail, or he's with a man. You understand what I'm saying? He's not a good father. You strung out on drugs. Your body type's a little different now. You understand what I'm saying? You looking for something to bring something new to your life. I'm not doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So I hold fast to maybe cross paths. And for me, as far as my code, I don't step to no woman. Now, when I say that, people say, oh, that's ego. It's not ego, bro. It's science. Women choose the man, but the man pursues the woman. I'm not pursuing no woman unless it's made known to me, like, brother, I see value in you. When I know and it's confirmed, and I'll know that through her actions and the stuff that she does that I don't have to ask her to do, or how she can read my mind, or how she wants to understand me, not about what I know, then I'll move forward. But other than that, no, because at the end of the day, I feel like I bring a rare commodity in men that's not rarely seen. Maybe in the yesteryear, yeah, but not today. At the end of the day, so I can go out and meet a dime a dozen women who are beautiful, got degrees, and got their life together. But how many women gonna actually go out and meet a man that's really got himself together? You know what I'm saying? Know how to solve problems, know how to man responsibilities, is a great father, and above and beyond some. You're not going to meet that in today's society. So I feel like, I'm the prize crown. And I say that without being conceited or with ego, but I bring something to the table of value. And I ain't talking about nothing sexual. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't talking about what I may, the kind of clothes that I wear or what I may be driving. I'm strictly talking on a mental level.
Right.
And a lot of times, man, it ain't that. And I'm gonna say this. Really, the people that we cross paths with and they don't work out with, I would never say that they're a bad person, that's a bad woman, that's a bad man. It's just you caught them wrong at the wrong time. Everybody evolves. You know what I'm saying? Even a fool starts to use his brain at some point through his life. So at the same time, it's all about where you catch that person at. Because to me, I used to say this all the time. I'd rather meet a woman who used to be hood, ghetto, and ratchet, but then found out and understand some truths about life. Because, or as opposed to a sedity chick with a degree in prissy. Because at the end of the day, the hood chick, she mastered something that the sedity chick didn't. She mastered how to be a loving mother. She'd ride or die for her guy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure her man is fed, right? But that sedity chick feels like you owe her something a little bit more because she may have a little bit book knowledge. She might drive a BMW, have a nice body, and have stuff going for her, but she knows nothing about mothering. She's a bad mother. She doesn't really care to understand your problems, or if you're well fed, or you in pain, or what are you going through. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But that hood ratchet chick, when she evolves, you got a jewel. That prissy chick, she already hit her ceiling. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on, you preaching.
A lot of people don't even get that. I don't look for the perfect woman. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If we're gonna be completely transparent, I don't want a woman who don't have a history, bro. Guys, I just got on this stuff called Clubhouse. I've been on iPhone. I swear it's the most toxic platform ever. All the groups are about dating. Guys, my guy's main thing is who this woman been with before he got her. Who slut bucket was she? Who, you know, this is my wife, but she was somebody else freak. So fucking what? Excuse my French. So what? I don't care about a woman having a past. I don't want a woman without a past. You understand what I'm saying? Because the woman that's kind of got a past, that's the woman that's really going to morph into being a woman. But a woman without a past, man, a woman who don't have a body count, a woman who ain't experienced things out there, dog. When you marry that woman and that marriage gets boring, the relationship gets boring, the curiosities kick in, that them wild oats that ain't been sold, they become stronger than the commitment to be in a relationship, bro. So yeah, that's me, man.
Goodness.
I'm sorry about the profanity, yo.
Oh, you good. Listen, it's grown folks. I told them already. This was grown folks talk. If you ain't grown, don't get on this show. That's why we do it after hours. It's called after hours. Baby should be asleep. And if they ain't sleep, give them some melatonin. Cause we going. But anyway, Uncle Mel need to visit them. So you said a lot, and I love the fact that you were saying basically what you know what you bring to the table. And so my question to you is, I hear you and Paul saying, as far as single men out here on the market, I hear both of you all saying that you have standards, but with those standards, do you have compromise as well?
Only if I see value in her. It's all about value with me. I'm gonna stick to that word value, because if I don't value, I don't have no compromise. I don't have no patience. But if I value her, I'm gonna compromise. I'm gonna have patience, and I'm gonna allow her to have a history.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, Paul, that would be. You would agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do have compromise.
Yeah.
So, Simple Array, you are the only single woman on the panel. Yes. Talk to me about what you've heard. Help us, Jesus. Give us some balance, because these brothers is all gas.
I've just been sitting back listening, taking it all in. I just really don't have much to say this evening, because I mean, for me, it hasn't really even been about dating. That's not been. Now, don't get me wrong. If I run across somebody that catches my attention like that, and I feel like,
we got a little Ricky.
See, that's what I'm having the issue with. My internet's on me tonight. It's not.
It's all right. The devil is a lie. Keep on keeping on.
So it's really just because I've run across a couple of kind of like, it wasn't necessarily anything I was looking for, but just allowing somebody to have my conversation. I ran across like just somebody that was older than me, they just wasn't mentally mature.
Can we stay there?
Ooh, I like that.
Their thought process was whoa. When I talk about whoa, and I'm not just talking about guys, this can go for females too. But when I'm talking about somebody, and I'm 41, but when I'm talking about somebody that's 47, that literally, because sometimes you can run across somebody who doesn't know
right
that they are spiritually, emotionally, and mentally immature.
Wow.
They are complete. They don't know who they are.
Wow.
They have absolutely no idea who they are or who they're supposed to be or where they're going or the direction. And what I mean by we have taken the simple instruction from the elders, like, hey, you're a woman, you cook, you clean, you take care of the kids, you're a man. Well, this is 2021, baby, and most households run by two people for the most part. Except for, you have your single people out there. Some have roommates, some don't. But for the most part, like when it is a relationship, it's more than this is your role and this is your role. Like we're human beings. It takes a little more than that.
I want to comment on something you said, Simply Lorraine, and that was immature. And basically, he wasted your time just with conversation.
Oh my goodness!
Conversation is key. It's very important.
They're laughing like people have told me I was mean, and I couldn't say that, but I literally had to be honest. I was like, I can't even conversate with you. Like I can't hold it. You don't know how to hold a conversation with me. You bore me.
So I guess that would be a deal breaker for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I would have to say the same thing. That's major. Communication is key.
And I wasn't trying to be rude when I said you bore me, but the thing is, like, if we are in this age, whether we're 25, 35, 45, and you're running across people who are not going to be honest with you, but you can't make anything last when you're really trying to, like, pretty much if people ain't playing with you, they gonna keep moving anyway.
Right.
If they're looking for something with a little more substance.
Yeah.
Like if it'd be different if I was just wanting what I was wanting pretty much by the things that he said. Yeah, I could have got what I want out of it, but let me say my needs wouldn't be met. And when I say personal needs, things that I need to have a successful relationship.
Yeah. And those are the conversations that I think a lot of people are not having. Like,
that's not fair. I don't know, because I was very upfront and I was very honest, and still 7-8 months later, it was almost like, I don't know what the thought process was for this person, but it's almost like they are not trying to hear anything I said. When I say immature, kind of like that thought process, well, okay, this way didn't work, that way didn't work, I'm gonna come this way, but if I keep trying, then I'll get what I want. Like just literally not hearing what somebody has said.
Right.
That can even be for a woman. Like you know, it's kind of like, oh, I always, no one's ever told me no, so you're not either. So I'm gonna keep going until I get, and then it's just like almost like sometimes.
So they got disrespectful. Like they
didn't get disrespectful. I just think sometimes as human beings we fantasy going on in our brain that we ain't really you know what I mean? We ain't really asking you, do you want to play the part, or is the role that I need this movie?
We gotta go. Let me go back up because we missed a lot of comments. So LaDonna, hey LaDonna, hey cousin, she had a comment. She said, well, why can't she have grown up and now you're on the same level if everyone changes?
I think that was for Jihad. When he was of how somebody can mature 5 or 6 years down the road but you don't circle back.
Oh, why couldn't she have
what
grown up? And okay, yeah, that was for you, Jihad. So basically just saying, and I think you might have spoke to it. You just basically said, oh, well, you did. You said even if she, now has realized, your value, and now 5-6 years later, she's circling back around like, I didn't get you then, but I get you now. You still saying I ain't got time for you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You ain't finna go to the mall look for a pair of bell bottoms. They're not in style. If they don't appeal to you, they're outdated. Same thing. No, I mean, because like I said, I want to experience being valued when, you know what I'm saying, at the moment of notice. Yeah. I don't want to have to, a guy gets your best juices and then you want to evolve back to me, and then you're going to come a little damaged. You're going to put me on a certain level of accountability you didn't put the guy that dogged you out on. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Then you're going to be more cautious. You're going to have more of a microscope on me than the guy that dogged you out with your juice. I'm not doing that. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, no, it's all about recognition. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's nothing. Some people can look at it as being harsh and mean, but that's my codification when it comes to dealing with women. You know what I mean?
That's the thing about relationships or even dating. You have the right to choose whosoever you want to be with. If they're not right for you, they're not right for you. That doesn't mean they're not right for somebody else.
Right.
We can't kick it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. And we talk about value. They still have value. It's just not the value you understand you require. And so that's all that is. It's not harsh. It's just what you want. They're not it in the story.
Exactly.
That's what I said last week when I was like, I'm so sick of the word rejection. Guess what? We're human beings. We get to have choices. I don't have to like you back. You don't have to like me back. You don't have to be interested in me. I don't have to be interested in you. Get over it. There's billions of people in the world.
Yeah.
One person that you don't know much, I guess you could say they shouldn't have that much value to you, and you feeling like, oh, well, they rejected me. They don't want me. Something's wrong with me. And you don't even know them. Don't give people that type of
power.
Yeah.
Power.
That's real.
And you don't know them. You don't know them to even give them that type of power. Yeah. What is that?
And I was actually going to commend Paul for that. And you touched on something that I wanted to talk about too. And it's the fact that, he's not saying, oh, well, I'm going to carry this on until the next one that try to holler at me. He's not like, I'm bitter, I'm nothing. He's like, thank you for your time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you are a great person for somebody else. But as far as me, this is where I, you know what I'm saying, cut the cord. You got people that literally in less time than Paul and this, person even was in communication. A lot of times people are not even transparent about how committed they want to be. Those people that dive head in, they don't get to know you. They don't ask those questions. They just, ooh, boo, I love you after 2 days. And, you the one for me. And we get married. And it's like, you're not even on that level. You still like, okay, I'm at level 1 and they didn't went to a 10. But then when you realize, like Jihad said, this ain't gonna work. This ain't the one for me. Now that person is bitter, which Paul could have been. That person is bitter and angry because unknown to you, they had a whole nother mindset about where y'all were. And that's when cray come in for me, and I'm married, y'all. So I'm just giving my perspective on the outside looking in. Mm-hmm. But it's like, that's when, it becomes off balance. People go to bashing each other, women bashing, male bashing or whatever, because first of all, y'all didn't even get a understanding of where y'all was as far as this the level we at, right? We see eye to eye that this is where we are and we growing. And if you don't, that's fine. But a lot of times people dive in way faster than they should. And then there are times like you, Simply Lorraine, where people are wearing their masks and holding on to their representative way longer than they used to.
We have a by Mrs. Katina Sims. A lot of women are intimidated by strong-minded women or men. After that first conversation, they already know if they can handle that person's mentally or not.
I agree.
I'm glad she put that up because that's all based on perception, which is kind of like my reality. And then LaDonna came behind and said something I thought was also profound because this is real. And she said, if you're strong-minded on that first conversation, you can run them away because you are so into what you want that you missed the one for you. Listen, here's how you can weed out the weak. First of all, my conversation ain't about nothing stupid or dumb. I don't want to talk about love and hip hop. I don't want to talk about materials. I don't want to talk about nigga shit. You understand what I'm saying? So when my conversation is based, I don't have a simple conversation, and that alone intimidates them. And I ain't even went into the well. So if I have a conversation with a woman with just because there's levels to it, and I just have a basic conversation, and because women look for trigger words. You understand what I'm saying? They looking for the trigger word to turn the key and say, okay, he qualified. Now I'm gonna let him in the door. And most women are not deep like that. They're simple. That's why a lot of good women are with the fuck boy, the jail, the bum. You understand? What I'm saying? Because he's easily read and manipulated and controlled, as opposed to a guy with a mind. No, I got to come a little different. That's going to take a little work. So let me go over here. This is easy. I can get what I want from him. But just the way you carry yourself, you know, the way I carry myself, a lot of women say, you're arrogant, you're cocky. They don't even know me from a hill of beans. But if I came in there laughing, joking, busting splits on the dance floor, being silly or gay, I have a table full of women sitting around me at Applebee's. That is an absolute fact. You understand what I'm saying?
Brandy made a comment. I had to go back to this because I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, if I have to dumb something down that much, it's not worth my time. Basically, if she's got to if I got to water myself down for you to be on your level, this here is a problem. That's the situation. And it's abort the whole mission, first of all.
Yes, my favorite phrase, lack of a better words, kick rocks. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah. And that's the honest to God.
You know the crazy thing about it is, cuz going back to what Tina brought on, which I thought was so serious. You hear a lot of women say that they not about the games. You know, I'm all about the conversation. You know, and every guy want to just screw. Okay, so when you get a different type of conversation that don't deal with that, they still find that intimidating. I'm gonna tell you what my homegirl said. She said, why you gotta even let them know what you are? Just buy them a drink and fuck them. No, that's how you get down. You understand what I'm saying? And look at the friends you named. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all at the smoke room on Old National every day of the week, fighting and fussing like 20-year-olds. That's how you get down. And the men that you draw is of that mindset. I'm not built like that. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when I was younger, I would look at a woman visually and be like, yeah, I'm trying to get down with that. But now that I'm older, it's like, I can't touch down if she ain't got a mind. And I ain't just talking about sex. I'm just talking about just giving any type of energy. If she has no intelligence, because at the end of the day, it ain't with me. It's got to be deeper than just a physical attraction to sex. Because when life get real, I got to have a bandit by my side that is smart, intelligent, can get stuff done. We got to flip this money, flip this system. Can you get on the phone and know how to talk? You understand? Can you handle business without emotions where we can get the result done? Can you solve a problem? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I be looking for. And I ain't got time to be playing guessing and stuff like that, man.
And Paul said something earlier, too, I wanted to circle back around to. Jihad, listen, sir. You did not come to play. That's all I'm saying. But let me stay focused.
I was chatting. We in the joke. That's why I went got my hat, Mike.
This man, he said, okay. Paul said something that damn it, you made me forget. Listen, Paul said something earlier about shit, I don't even remember now. You know, I'm sorry. But it was something about the way that I'm sorry. The value part, the king part, you know, this, that, and the other. And so
let me read.
You mentioned how if you could go back, you had a part where you said something, you referred to yourself as a king. If you could just give me that. You on mute, baby. We can't hear you. You on mute. Say something.
Did you mute him, Carl?
I didn't mute him. He ain't on mute. Oh, man. Okay, he'll have to come back. But in the meantime, Simply Ray, we got another comment.
Well, I like this comment
Hey,
first. It says, I like the first comment she put up here a little bit before. It says, you have to be balanced within yourself to acknowledge another balanced person.
True. She did. I love that. And then she said, I've ran into too many lazy women. I've been called intimidating. I know how to hold a conversation and get what the info and get the info I need. So
that's facts. I can see that.
I see that all day, every day, twice on Sunday. You definitely who was that said, at the start of the conversation, was it Jazzy? Somebody made a comment about, at the start, basically, of a conversation, if you basically, Jihad, you may have said that, if if you're going to be able to deal with this person or not, if they're on the same mental.
Tina said that as well.
Tina said that.
Tina said that. Okay, if they're on the same mindset as you'll know that you should know it in the first conversation. But here is a lyric. Hey, Lear. She said it's definitely all about how you are mentally for me. And I like that comment because when we talk about mentally, we're talking about, focus-wise, goals, aspiration, dreams, not just a conversation just to be talking, because you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Peter, Paul, try them all. Anybody can have a conversation. You can make your mouth say anything, is what I'm saying. But it needs to be, when you delve into a person's mental, then you're able to kind of start seeing how what they're saying they actually are doing. They're putting into play. They can be about what they're saying. You know what I mean? And then mental stability, because going back to what I was saying earlier, you really have people, i.e. stalkers, you know what I mean? You really have people that think that y'all are deeper than you really are. You know what I'm saying? You have something that you really don't have. You could have just met this person, or like Paul said, we never got a chance to really, meet in person. You know what I mean? Face to face. You have people that take stuff on a whole different level. And in today's world, we really got to tread lightly with that. That's kind of scary. But there are people that mentally are not. Yes, the stalkers. Oh, LaDonna said she had 2 stalkers. Okay, boo. You better have 2 stalkers.
Damn.
Tell them hey, they say what they want.
Easy, easy.
As far as what Paul was saying, he was talking about noticing the king and Jihad when he was talking about value.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes do we ever stop to think that maybe the essence of who we are hidden from some people on purpose?
Oh, absolutely. That was a great statement.
The essence of who we truly are hidden from some people on purpose.
I like that.
Like somebody in it, like a piece of sand in a clam, and it's turned into a pearl. It's in plain sight. You can see the clam, but you can't see what's going on inside. Everybody's not to catch the essence of who you are.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like that. That's tough.
And everybody's not attached to where we're supposed to be going. Everybody can't be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's sort of like
what they don't got.
That's sort of like what Jihad was saying when we were talking about compromise, and he said, if I could see the value in you. So those are those deep things, is like, even though the action was totally off, knowing the person's heart and potential, You know what I'm saying? That carries a lot of weight. But I think
Yes,
maybe
yes.
one of the things you're hinting to is that's a form of protection when people can't see who you really are and have the chance to abuse or retard that. So that
There we
was deep.
go. There we
Yeah.
go. There we
Yeah.
go. Some people can't see it for 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And I really feel like
Jihad, you said something, and I got to circle back around to this, and that was the part about, a ride or die chick, a hood chick, versus this bougie chick that feels like she's already here. You know what I mean? And basically, you just in her life to serve her. I know I've had a couple conversations with a few friends that the thing is that there were men that were highly attracted to them, and they even saw their potential, but then for whatever reason they could not, let's just say the female could not live up to, she didn't want to step into her full potential. She stunted her own growth. And so here is a situation where the man moved on only because where he saw value, she didn't see it. Does that make sense?
It does.
He saw value in her, but she didn't see value in herself enough to rise to the occasion. She didn't believe that she was worthy of, and I'm gonna go back to where Simple Little Ray was,
Give
the
me one
vision
second.
that God showed him that was on her. You know what I mean? She didn't want to step into that. So in a situation like that, Simple Little Ray, what is a man to do? You know what I mean? There's value there, but she don't want to rise. Just
I mean, ain't nothing they can do. You can't make somebody, but you can't make a person make a choice God ain't getting ready to make them make.
you better say that.
Have a choice again. You can't force them to step up to the bar.
Yeah. And and again, that's one of those things where um if you are dateable. You know what I mean? I don't want to say damaged, but I guess it could still fall into that. If you're dateable, if you're ready. You know what I mean? But then in that situation, it's like the female actually got upset because the man wanted her, but he didn't want her where she was at. He wanted her, on a different level. And so it was kind of like, I don't want to grow. I want to stay here. You know what I mean? Date me anyhow. Be committed to me anyhow. So going back to what Brandy said, it's like people will literally expect you to water yourself down or expect you to let them play you. You know how sometimes you got to let stuff play out, even though you already know where it's going to go, just to see if this person is who you really think they are.
Yeah.
People really want you to let them play you. And it's like, huh? So
it's important. I think it's a form of self-love when you don't let people put you on the shelf, put you in the refrigerator, save you for later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough. And again, kind of going back to, the tech, I had already gone, I'm going from that relationship or potential thereof, because if you can't see the potential in me now, you would never see it. And then when you do see it, I'm so busy growing, I'm already on another level,
True. Top tip. So I want to get back into the compromise part of this, where when you are intentional, do you think at the very beginning of meeting someone, Paul, where you are in your life, Jihad, where you are in your life, Simple Lorraine, where you are in your life, is it important to have the conversations about religious beliefs, finances, children? Do you want children? Do you not want children? the roles, you know, how you see the male role, the female role in 2021, politics, family traditions, stuff, you know, are we going to have our own traditions or this, that, and the other? Are those not to the point of making them feel like you're jumping the gun, but to the point of saying, hey, maybe some of these things are already deal breakers? Is it how soon is too soon to keep it real? And either one of y'all want to take that?
Man, I don't know. That's a hard one because for real, I'm just for the most part, if I just take it from my standpoint, I'm just me.
So you're gonna be real from the jump.
I would say I might give too much information.
Okay, Paul. How
because
soon
I'm
is
just
too soon to
upfront.
keep it real?
So
if you're very intentional, especially if you're somebody, we're both saying, look, let's date. You know, we're tired of the games. You know, I'm dating to marry. You know, that conversation we had immediately. You know what I mean? You know, and we're talking about your sexual activity level. You know, we're talking about mentally what yourself in 5 years. You know, if I'm dating somebody that has kids, do you want more kids? You know, like you mentioned, financially, where you see yourself in 5 years. If you can't give me answers to those, then you know what are we doing? You know, you're not dating to marry. You're dating to just be dating. And you know,
so those are not too deep of questions, right?
You said what?
You think those questions are not too deep? So those are fair questions to ask right out the gate.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
In the way that if I'm talking to somebody and they think those conversations are too deep, then they're giving you an answer already then too.
Of, like you said, that's what I was going to speak to when I couldn't remember, position. So even if you pursue them at that point, you put them in their rightful place mentally in your mind. You know what position they will play. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. Jihad, how soon is too soon to keep it real? Like 1,000.
First of all, it depends. You know what I'm saying? If I exchange numbers, you have the initial attraction. And then after that, people have attractions for different reasons. But I have to see, like what Paul said, it has to be intentional. So, like, if I exchange numbers with a young lady at 2 p.m. and she texts me or calls me at 6 p.m., there's something a little different as opposed to if I exchange numbers with a young lady at 2 p.m. on Saturday and she hits me up on Wednesday. I'm going to keep it real dumb and stupid. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. But a woman with intention, I think people know I think people see themselves the minute they see that person. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know, and if I see that it's intentional, then yeah, I'm going to go into the question mode and I'm going to ask the unimportant questions. But the first thing that I tell them, I kind of like really don't say much because I want to see where this person's head is at. If I meet a young lady and she's selling herself to me about how good of a woman she is and the whole nine, I don't want to hear that. Mm-hmm. She can come to me, be transparent, and tell me all the stuff that's wrong with her flaws. Then we working with something. Then I'll start asking serious questions. It's called the honeymoon stage. Let's get past that. You know what I'm saying? So if she can be transparent with me and tell me the real things about her, then yeah, I'm gonna start to hit the real questions once I find out. Like I ask questions. Yeah, that's a part of the code. You know, Neely Fuller would always say, because really what it boils down to, before you have sex, you need to ask at least a minimum of 350 questions about this person. You understand? Yeah. Because what that does is that avoids disappointment. Because once you lay with this person and you ain't asked the right questions, now sex is involved. And if the sex is the bomb, you're going to be what Jazzy said. Now you're trauma bonded. Because you get a person with good sex, but they don't have the right intentionality to walk with your reality in your life. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times right then and there, it's just like you a boss and they employees. You giving them an interview.
Yeah.
You want to disqualify or qualify the candidates that seem like they seriously want to walk in your reality. People are always, they love the idea of you, but don't understand the reality of you. You understand what I'm saying? So, and like I was telling my brother today, he was like, well, man, you know, a lot of women don't want to be questioned. Blocked. Exactly. Brother, what's the value that you see in a woman to where it bothers you? She don't want to answer your questions. She ain't the one. And because she don't see no value in you as a possible candidate, she don't want to answer your question. But a guy that she does, she's going to answer every last single one of his questions. So you move on. You
and not even that, like we don't have to waste time. I don't know, Corey, I'm sure you remember, but You better remember when we first start dating. I don't know. I think we might have been maybe a month in, and I'm gonna give it 2 weeks to a month. But it was like it was a day where he caught me, and I was just. It was like I was over the surface talking, and one thing Corey knows about me is I like to deep dive regardless. But I just out the clear blue was like, you know what? I would be so glad when we get past the newness. You know what I mean? Because for me, when you get past the newness, that's when it get real. You know what I mean? Like I want to know, how are you when you get upset? You know what I'm saying? What are your triggers? What makes you, you know what I'm saying, happy? What make you sad? What make you angry? You know what I mean? Like I want to know everything about you so I know if I can balance. You know what I'm saying? But if you're still just telling me all of the surface stuff, you know what I mean? Like you still trying to hook, listen, that's what got me in the whole dating thing. And I was just, when he was like, man, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what I'm saying? So right there, we clicked on, let's just get past the newness. I don't feel like all this right now. You know what I mean? The whole dating and the, tiptoeing around. We just like, that was the I think the ice. Do you remember that, Corey?
I remember some of the conversations, but we always had great conversations. When we talked, and that's one thing I was going to say. When it's too soon to keep it real, it's never too soon to keep it real, but it's also levels to it. You just don't want to expose your whole life to somebody. You know what I mean? You take stages, and as you develop with that person, if I can trust them with more. Do I need to give them more so they can understand me more? So you know what I mean. It's a finesse to it, but it's not even really a finesse. It's timing, and you'll know when it's time to continue taking off layers, peeling back layers for that person. And we call it a representative, but that representative is also a part of us.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? It's just the surface part of us. It's that part of us that we know is kind, that can relate, that is relatable. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody has that part of them. It's not necessarily representative. It's just, this is what's needed for this particular time and situation. And as the relationships evolve, you know how much more you can entrust with that person. But out the gate, I want to know, are you seeing anybody? What's your situation? Because at that point, we get to make choices. I always told you, if I got 2 or 3, I'm letting you know I got 2 or 3. I had 2 or 3. Yeah. Forgive me, but I'm just saying I put that out there because I don't want to take away somebody's power of choice.
Yeah. You mentioned something, and I had to go back to Katina. You on fire tonight. Everybody in the comments, y'all are going. But Katina said something that you touched on, Corey Poe, and basically, as far as that level of comfortability, and I think your spirit man will literally let you know what I mean, how real to keep it. Again, based on that conversation and where it's going and how you feeling it. Jasmine said something earlier about, just the vibration you can feel. It's an essence, you mentioned Simply Lorraine. So I think that it's something that'll guide you on if you can just start to open up more and more and more. No, you don't want to give everybody your whole, be wide open, because everybody don't deserve that part of you. You know what I mean? All of you, matter of fact. But then there is that person where when you start feeling comfortable enough to just start to unfold, I think that's where, you know what I mean, you getting into a deeper level. A lot of people surf, you know what I'm saying, just because they haven't found that comfortable level of being able to unfold. And I think what you said is definitely true. I think everybody has, quote unquote, a representative, but the biggest, I think the most impactful thing, profound thing you said, Corey Poe, is stop taking people's choices away. You don't know. I might be okay with you having a side piece or a main chick, or unfortunately, you got people out there that don't even care if you're married, but give people that choice. You know what I'm saying? I think that and Paul, I just want to just go back real quick from the very beginning of this situation with you. What if she had said, listen, I've been in a long-term relationship, you know what I mean? We back and forth, this, that, and the other, whatever. I'm not really sure, what's going to happen, but, right now we are on the offs. That may have gone a different way with Paul, but because I'm probably going to repeat this because we lost him for a minute. He's back. So what I was saying, Paul, is, and not when Corey made the comment about really profound comment about not taking people's choices away. I was saying, circling back to the initial conversation that started with all of this with you, hypothetically, what if she would have said, hey, I just recently got out of a relationship. I've been in a long-term relationship. We've been on and off. Right now we're off. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm interested in getting to know you. That may have gone a little different or even hit a little different, but no. And let me tell you why I'm saying that. She would have given you the choice to choose if you wanted to be a plan B or a convenience for her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like. I don't like the whole, you know what I mean? The mind games. You know what I mean? If you're done with somebody or not. Matter of fact, my mom used to tell me, even just in dating and how, people used to fight over each other, these girls fighting over men. She's like, you don't ever fight another woman because you don't know what he told her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in dating in 2021, y'all get somebody killed out here playing games. And that's another reason why I don't like that. So I already, off the rip, the sister part of me was like, yeah, there was a done deal in the first place because you don't know who boyfriend is, baby daddy, dude see you somewhere. You don't even know what's coming. You know what I mean? Because you got somebody over here being, like Simply Ray said, mentally immature.
Right.
Instead of a full grown woman and say, look, this is what it is. Like Corey Post said, just say what it is. Give people a choice. So I don't like that. When people do that. Katina said people are afraid of responses that they may or may not get. Yeah, I get that, but
the Katina point, the young lady mentioned that. She mentioned, she quote said, "You treated me, the way I should have been, and you're a king for that." It's scary not knowing what would happen.
Okay.
But again, I come from a place of, if you're not happy, then don't play games with me, and I know my value, I know my self-worth, and you should already come in a situation knowing your value and self-worth. If you show me any chick in that armor, I'm out. Now the situation and your needs, and especially me being single, kids, and have kids, attend to their needs. I'll give you some leeway. But when it comes to me and my and my time, if I stepping on there or taking it for granted, then I back out of that situation.
Do me a favor one more time. Read that one more time for me.
Basically, she went to the effect. She said, treated me the way I should have been treated, and you were a king for that. It's scary not knowing what have happened.
So what I heard her say, Simply Lorraine, is that she basically didn't value herself, and she saw something in him that actually was on the level of valuing her in a way that she hadn't been treated previously by anyone else. So she's definitely in a trauma bond. Will we say, panel?
Trauma bond.
So she would rather risk someone like Paul that she literally said treated her like a queen, and she felt like he was definitely.
I don't think that's fair. to say risk, because the thing is, and we're all sitting here talking, pretty much everybody here knows what healing is or has been on the healing road to healing.
Right.
Some people don't know how to accept anything good.
Well, that's where I was going with it.
Some people just don't know how
that's
to
sad. Well,
handle it because they
reality.
ain't seen it before or dealt with it before.
That or could be. How do you? I ain't got no more. I ain't got no more hurt in me to give. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if I fall for the okie doke, it'd totally ruin me. Who knows what she thought? You know what I'm saying? Just I hear a lot of things in that, but fear is definitely one.
Yeah. I definitely heard fear, and I felt the fear.
Yeah.
And the fear is understandable. Now, I'm not gonna play like I haven't been in those shoes, because I have. And I mentioned before on another show, when you are used to a certain particular or ethnic or particular men, you know what I mean, constantly hurting you, disappointing you. And we talked about that. And unfortunately, I am going to say, for me, in my experience, it has been the black man, you know what I mean, that has hurt me the most, whether it's dad, baby daddy, or whoever, you know what I'm saying? And so here, what is going to make you different from the rest of them? You understand? And that's the reason why, maybe lack of better words, but that's the reason why I said I understand the fear, and said I understand her feeling like it's a risk. I'd rather stick to the hurt that I know, like Corey Post said, rather than, like Corey Post said, allow new hurt to come in, because that hurt, even though that's not your intention, she don't know that. You know what I'm saying? All she know is that it's safer to stick to this hurt that I do know. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think a lot of men and women choose they hurt. Yeah. Just like medication or anything else, you go to the store, they choose that hurt. They know that person wasn't right out the gate. They chose that hurt. Yeah. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I have this question. I mean, this statement LaDonna made has really been, I don't understand what she means. She said, I need to know if I need to get my purse for you. What does that mean? What is she saying?
Get your what?
If she said, I need to know if I need to get my purse for you. I don't understand that statement. It's a confusing statement. I don't know.
I need to know. I need to get my purse for you.
Are you saying you need to know if he is somebody, a man you're going to have to take care of, if he's lazy, or if he's like psycho, where you might have to, you know what I mean,
he would just
introduce him to your piece of steel? Which one?
We might be having a sidebar conversation.
Yeah.
I think they're having a sidebar conversation.
Yeah.
No, I think it was up. I think it was probably where I was saying, like, people playing games and then lying, and now here comes somebody, trying to start some beef with you, and you don't even know that they, you know what I mean, that they got something else going on. People have literally been killed for that. You know what I'm saying? Just beefing behind a man, beefing behind a woman. And so I'm hoping that's what you was talking to. LaDonna, if you get a chance, make it plain, baby. We wanna get we wanna answer that, especially about the bag or what have you. So we are definitely on a roll here. I just gotta know this. How many of the good ones have you let go, just being a single person? Do you think back over, Jihad, this is for you, you being in that same position where there were a lot of maybe there were some women in your past that you didn't see their value then that you see now because you got in your own way.
Tiffany is the only one.
Say it again.
Tiffany is the only one.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Whew. So that's why
it's a difference between having done somebody wrong, as opposed to having feeling that you left something valuable in the past. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And Tiffany is the only one.
Yeah.
And Tiffany was the one woman I finally saw myself. I didn't see that in any other woman in the past. Have I done wrong? Yes. Have I mistreated? Yes. But as far as in the past, as far as any learned lessons or anything I felt like I left in the past that was valuable, Tiffany's the only one.
Wow. Wow. That's much respect.
And that's my best friend. We co-parent well.
That's
head behind me.
Miss Peaches. Okay, that's Miss Peaches' mom.
Cousin, come say hi to everybody real quick.
So, hi. Hey, Peaches.
Hi, cutie.
Hey, baby.
Cutie patootie. Hey, honey. So, how did you come to realize that, and how did you deal with it, you know, and what was, you know, the plan moving forward for you so that you don't let that happen again?
You know,
I know that was a loaded question. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Oh, I like questions. You know, a lot of people deal with depression, right? I think sometimes people have what I call they need a medical depression. After me and Tiffany got done with dealing with each other in a symbolistic way, I went through a medical depression, one that I needed to go through. All right, because the only time you can see the light is when you're in darkness. And so what I had to really understand was she spoke the language I heard many women in the past say, was that I didn't think I was good enough for you. I thought she was using that as a scapegoat to get out of the relationship, whatever the case was. But as time went on, I began to understand what that really meant. I put a lot of pressure on her to be of a certain standard mentally that I thought would be approved for my life. But when you grow in your wisdom, the only understanding a man should really require of his woman is just to understand him. She may not have a degree, but if she understands him, you got a jewel. She may not have the best body or the best cook, but if she understands you, you have a jewel. And I learned from Tiffany because I saw the greatness of Tiffany and how she parents Autumn. This is how she materialized to me. This is how I was able to see, like, okay, this one you was wrong about. Okay, as far as value, all right, not mistreatment. And so once we finally had those conversations, you understand what I'm saying? And once I really had to come into myself, because humility is the greatest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Humility and vulnerability. I'm not afraid to let anybody see me vulnerable, and I'm not afraid to be shown humility. Okay. But when I finally understood that, then that's when I began to change. And that's when things begin to open up in my life as far as my personal life. Now, you know, some people, like with the old Tyler Perry movie, people feel like if you done a woman wrong, God gonna curse you. No, I ain't talking about to that degree. I'm talking about for personal growth, not for personal growth to be in a relationship or to be a husband. I'm talking about personal growth to be a better individual as a man first, father second, husband third. If that's ever gonna be my reality, you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, and understanding that also helped me to codify how I deal and interact with women. You understand what I'm saying? So besides my own mother, which I don't think no man should hold a woman to the standard of his mother, because mom get a certain she's in a certain area that a woman just
lane of her own. Yeah.
But at the same time, it helped me to understand moving forward what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, and to understand that the woman lays the rules in the house, the man enforces them. She's the boss. You understand what I'm saying? The woman sets the rules, the man enforces them. Simple as that.
Simple, Ray.
Same question for me.
Same question, baby, because listen.
No. That's simple for me, no.
She said it's a simple no. That'll be a no. I think Paul had to go ahead and leave. I got a message from him, so he may not be back, y'all. Sorry. It's his birthday at midnight, so I knew he was text him. Paul, we love you. Happy birthday.
Yeah. You know what?
Thank you for being with us.
You gotta change it up.
We're not going there with you.
Wait, I missed it. What I missed?
He's playing all day.
What I missed?
I said, "Oh, girl, text him." That's why he kept reading the text messages because she was sending more. He just didn't say it on the show.
He had to be like, slide out. Nah, he said he was gonna have to leave a little early. But I think a lot of times people do miss they miss the mark. And I love how you put that, Jihad, just having to be humble, you know what I'm saying, and say that. But there was a lesson in that, and you chose to learn and grow from it instead of just kind of saying, oh, well, I effed up, you know what I mean? And stay on the rewind and repeat, as I like to often say.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to pose this to the women. It's just you and Lorraine, or anybody in the comment section, right?
Yeah.
All my adolescent life, my adult life, right, up until now, I've always felt like that I had to humble myself to women in the form of apologies, in the form of forgiveness. At what point do women begin to also apologize to men? And you know why I asked that question?
It should be when she's wrong.
Because
right. Yeah,
right. And we could say the same for men, but this is not reality, right? Because if you look at the state of most Black men today, he has legal issues and he's in the court systems. And the number one person that put him there was a Black woman. So at what point do Black women say, because Blair Underwood used to have this thing years ago called Sister I'm Sorry Convention. I don't know if y'all remember that. I know I'm a little older than y'all. Y'all may not remember that, but that was where Black men, you know what I'm saying, were really trying to come back and be better men to Black women. But I've heard this my whole life. I've always heard that everything was my fault. Everything is problematic because of me. Now I'm speaking me as far as like the symbolism of Black men. But one thing I've never heard in my life is an apology from Black women.
Well, let me first say, for all the stuff that you deserve an apology for, I apologize on their behalf. I am big
I apologize as well.
I am big on apologizing when I recognize I'm wrong, because I know that, like, I believe I can change it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say sorry to you if I don't feel like I'm wrong. Even if I'm wrong, I got to know it so I can grow and learn from it. You understand what I'm saying? But you made a statement, and I have got to speak on that. You said most of the Black men that are locked up is because of a Black woman that you know.
I didn't say personally that I know, but just in a lot of stories, a lot of stuff. No matter, and I'm mainly speaking like when I say in the system, I'm talking about child support, a divorce where the man is broken. You understand what I'm saying? He's penalized when a woman no longer wants to be there, regardless if it's infidelity or not. So a lot of men are really meant from men to boys financially. And this is why you see.
Yeah. I'm so glad you cleared that up, because baby, I was gonna go.
But a lot of
times, you have a lot of abuse. And like I said, I'm gonna go back to that same statement. You know what I mean? The number one man put here in our lives as Black women to provide and protect us has been the main ones to hurt us, in my experience. I can't speak for everyone. You know what I mean? Or betray us, or humiliate us, or let us down, or leave us. So a lot of those men that are wrongfully, just because she's bitter, she's spiteful, she's a stalker, or whatever it is, don't want to let go, and he does not deserve to be there. Even to that man, whoever you are, I apologize. I actually happen to not be one of those women. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I've had my moments, you know what I mean? And especially when you're talking about being in your teens, experiencing a certain level of hurt and humiliation that you're not even prepared to deal with. No one should have to go through. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get to a point where it was too much energy to focus on child support. It was too much energy, you know what I mean? And the God in me And I promise you, I'm not flexing for the gram, the book, or nobody else. The God in me said that my God is a way better judge than this judge that I'll send you before in the first place. And I let that be that. So life had to deal with my situation. But at the end of the day, I think it goes back to just the miscommunication of the Black man and the Black woman, you know what I mean? So that they understand that value that you have, the way you speak about yourself as a Black man, first of all, is completely rare in my 41 years to hear. The way you speak about the value of the Black woman, or of the woman. Let's not make it, because I don't want this to be a Black or white. It's a people show. It's a family show. But the way you speak about the value of a woman is almost completely rare. Do you hear me? Men can tell you a whole lot of reasons for why they're with their woman, or they love their woman, or whatever. But seldom do you hear a man use the word value. She might be a ride or die chick. She might be all these other things. The mother of my children, my wife, my boo, my baby mama, whatever. But value? So I believe that if we had more of that from the first person ever created, you understand what I'm saying? The man, the head. If we had him to lead us on that, I think you would hear way more apologies. But there's not value there. So I'm not gonna apologize to you, because quite frankly, I meant what I said, because you don't value me anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think it's communication. I think it's confusion.
It is.
Black
It is.
man,
It
he
is.
can't protect you. He's not a man, he's a boy. When there's no women, there's gals. And I say this based on logic, and I'm strictly speaking code. The reason why the Black man hurts you is because he can't hurt the man who has power over him. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I like
So
that.
at the end of the day, according to the code, there's no such thing as a Black wife or a Black husband or a Black marriage. Because according to logic, it takes institutions to sustain that marriage. Okay. So if that Black man who does not earn an income on his own terms, he has a job, he gets a check, the same as a parent give a kid an allowance. But at the same time, if he's constructive, if he's masculine, if he's a problem solver, he's going to be targeted on that job. He's going to be targeted by the police. Now, if he has a woman that doesn't value him, she don't care why he has the anger he does. She don't care why he doesn't sleep at night. She doesn't care why he's losing weight. She doesn't understand why he's resorting to alcohol. Meanwhile, at the same time, the system has divided us and pinned us against one another, mainly because of confusion and not understand how this system works. Now, I can only speak for myself because I'm a non-white man in a concept called America. I can never go away from that. I can't speak about nobody else's reality because ours is unique, unlike any other.
Absolutely.
And this goes for Black men and Black women.
Absolutely.
This is why the one thing about us that does not exist is the want to resolve the problems that we're dealing with. Psychological post-traumatic slave syndrome. We're all walking around with a psychological disorder and defect. A lot of time we can say it's family, we can say it's genetics, but this is what we're dealing with. Because when you think about it, and I learned this as coaching basketball, and I learned this with my own sons and my own daughters. I would always think why they wouldn't honor me with certain things. Sometimes they forget my birthday, call me at 10 o'clock at night on Father's Day. What I've learned is our children, our women have never seen a Black man in a position of power to impact their life at the systemic level. Right. I don't have a college to send my kids to. I don't own a job that he can come work. And if I do, they're going to play a game where I'm going to have to go out of business real soon. So at the end of the day, my children are looking at me talking about, you call yourself a daddy trying to teach me about life, but you ain't learned how to solve the problem of this man standing over you who has power over you, and you can't impact my life. You trying to teach me the game of basketball, and I ain't had a daddy, and here you is trying to be a male figure trying to teach me about how to play basketball, and I haven't had a father, and here you is want to stand as a masculine energy, knowing that you don't have no power. Kids know this. Women know this. This is why I could never understand, like when a woman tell me you're cocky, you're arrogant, sometimes that could be a misperception. But what she's saying is you don't have the right to act the way that you do because you don't have any power, Negro. You don't have the power to save me, protect me. You don't have the power to build a house on your own terms. You don't have the power to manufacture a car. So you need not walk around like that. And this is subconscious. I'm not talking about the conscious level.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when we're dealing with high levels of confusion, because we don't understand what we're dealing with on an everyday basis, at the same time, this is how devaluing of one another can also set in. But the one thing for me that I've never heard or ever felt was a sincere, when I say apology, it's not about calling a press conference and you get somebody like, I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
Harris coming up there telling me, I want to apologize for all the black men, what you been. No, what I'm talking about is the actions, the compassion. Every day when I go to, I'm telling you, every day, I would say for the last 10 years, I've not lived 1 week in my life where I've heard something kind of nice from a black woman within a week. But I get the eyes rolled, I get the mean mug, and here we go. I'm looking at it like something wrong with this chick. She looking at me like, nigga, you look like every nigga that hurt me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Realizing that at the end of the day, we're dealing with a system that is designed to have us looking at each other like this. So at the same time, what I had to do was, even if I felt like I haven't done black women wrong, you know, I don't have a history of violence or anything like that, or abuse or anything like that. I carry myself with actions of apology, not verbally, through actions. Hey, you look good today. I don't want your number. Hey, you okay? You know what I'm saying? Or I might be like, I see a woman behind me. She's struggling, late for work, got 3 kids. I might say, hey, put extra 20 on the pump, but don't tell her I left the money. That's my way of apologizing. You understand what I'm saying? So my way of trying to curb the anger, the resentment, is not through a verbal apology. It's just through love, because love is a verb, and that means actions. There has to be emotion. You understand what I'm saying? So the way that I apologize through actions, but what I'm saying to you is, I don't feel the reciprocity from my own sisters. I don't feel that compassion. When a woman speaks to me, say, hey, brother, how you doing today? I'd be shocked. I'd be looking at her like, damn, right on. You okay? I'm about to get a cold rag and put it to your forehead. You all right? Because I don't. And then a lot of times, some sisters be like, well, a lot of us are like this. Bull butter? I don't see that on an everyday basis. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you what I'm experiencing, but what I have to really work not to do is to not put everybody in a box, even though I experience this every day.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I want to feel the apology, not just from you, Queen G or Lorraine, because when we talk about women like y'all are small populace. Y'all are a rare commodity. It's a small percentage of y'all. I'm just talking on a daily basis where if I speak and be like, thank you, how you doing? You good? Good. Boom. Everybody don't want your number. Every man ain't just trying to size you up. If I hold the door,
tell them.
Say thank you. That's a form of an apology to me. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like I say about Tiffany, me and Tiffany didn't work out. But the one thing that woman didn't do, she was like, listen, you know, I met you raising your own children on your own terms. If we didn't make it, how dare I even look at the system to put you in for this child? So we did it on our own. To me, that's a form of apology. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like to feel an apology on the sisters from a daily basis. Listen, I'm not asking you to forget anything that you've been through with a brother in your past. But what I'm saying is, at the same time, and this goes for both black men and women, we already angry and mad at each other. Try to change the algorithm and do a little something different. You might get a different result. And you might just be speaking to somebody that might look at you and be like, hey, let's go out on a date. Let's go chill. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no brother said that to me in months. Ain't no sisters said that to me in years. And that just might be the one. Now, that's a little fairy tale-ish, but we understand, you know, life, there's no one, it's infinite. It's just boundless.
You threw me with something earlier, and I got to ask you this before we end the show. We got a little bit more time.
I'm sorry.
You said something about you're not the guy that actually pursues.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you say you don't chase, you pursue? Which one of them did you?
I don't pursue.
You don't pursue.
I don't know. I pursue after I know I'm chosen.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's what you said.
I pursue after I know I'm chosen.
Okay.
If I'm not chosen, I don't pursue, and I'm gonna keep it strictly on a gentleman level. Open the door. Hey, how you doing? Are you okay? You need your tire change? You know, simple stuff like that. I don't even want sex right now. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So I'm
right. And listen for the little babies that's watching. Please understand, the older you get, that's definitely going to shift. You know what I mean? The physique, the pretty Tony, you know what I'm saying, what he driving, you know, what he look like, or you know, the not just all of the flex and flying, the what he dressed like, all of that, none of that is going to matter, baby, when you shift, especially once you hit 40. You know what I'm saying? Those are not things that you will value. And so just a little tip when you are dating, because I know my daughters was watching. When you are dating with a purpose, those shallow things should never be a determining factor. And I know when you're young, it's hard to say that, but it's never too early, you know what I mean, to have a mindset of, you know, being intentional about someone that you're choosing, like you just said, Jihad, that you know can be their long-term win. You know what I'm saying? His physique changes. You know what I mean? Or he start growing, you know, gray hair, or she starts, you know, she might get a little extra pound here or there or whatever, but that their character is still intact. You know what I'm saying? Their mindset can still help you build, you know what I mean, brick by brick, and become part of this, you know, new Black Wall Street that, you know, hint, hint, I heard they actually get ready to put out there in Stonecrest. They are rebuilding the Black Wall Street. That's somebody that can actually be part of that.
Right behind my house. You know, I'm in Stonecrest. It's right behind my house.
I'm coming to see you. But we had that conversation on the side.
And then
yeah. So I think, you know, it's a lot that people need to really consider when you are choosing, you know what I mean? Or even at this point, we wrapping up the show, whether you choosing or you want to be chosen, either way, just make sure that you meet, you know what I'm saying? You meet that the standard that you have set for somebody else. And I think that's a lot of times the one missing factor. A lot of times people demand what they're not willing to give or don't even have to give to somebody else. And Simply Ray, you gave us, I'm gonna let you speak. You gave us you gave me something earlier, and it's just that simple. Sometimes people can only give you what they have, and that's been on me, I want to say lately, for probably the past month. You know what I mean? We don't, it's, you said earlier, like, it's nothing to be upset about, it's nothing to be mad about. You have to realize that people can only give you what they have to give you. You know what I mean? Whether it's your dad or, you know, whoever it is, people can only give you what they have or what they know. Simply Ray, you wanted to comment?
I think, and then another thing you would say for the younger generation watching, or just in general understanding, because Jihad had said earlier, like ride or die, and ride or die don't mean somebody that says, "Oh, I got you, I'm here, we're gonna work this thing out, we're going through this and that," and then you try to drag them through all the mud. But then here comes this means, hey, something's going on. Maybe 5-6 years down the road, you know what I'm saying? Or even if y'all get married, like, hey, I lose my job right now, they not gonna walk out the door. That's what ride or die means. That means when you ain't got it, they got it, and vice versa. It don't mean, hey, you said you gonna be here and you said you gonna do this, but I'm finna go put you to the test over here in the corner. No, 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 and no. That is not a ride and die. That is a dummy.
That's a dummy on a dummy.
Sorry, I just gotta go there. That's just not. That's all right. Let me not put it like that. That's a crash dummy. You want somebody to just allow you to put them through whatever and saying, "Hey, that's my ride or die." No, that is not what that is. That's somebody allowing you to mistreat them.
Yeah.
And that is not what you do with a ride or die. That's not what you do with somebody you say that you love. You don't put them to the test and say, "Oh, then if it don't work out, oh, you wasn't there for me, you left me." Well, that's not
right.
Somebody else. You went from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. They didn't agree to that.
That's
you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I just gotta keep it real.
Seriously.
Like, for real, people, like, you know what I mean, remain we all change, we all grow, we all evolve, but don't take when somebody says, you know what I'm saying, well, I'm here, we got this, we gonna do this or that, and
Granted,
then
yeah,
everything
abuse it.
flips, and then you feel like they just walked out on you. No, that is not what
Yeah.
that is. That it's a
Yeah.
two-way street.
But like Lyric said earlier, you know, it all goes back to that mental, you know what I mean? Mentally, where are you? Because, you know, we talk about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? People are dealing on a whole lot of different levels of the mindset. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? And if you're somebody that's very unaccountable, you know what I'm saying, treading on, you know, a lot of narcissism, you know what I'm saying, then you are going to be that person that feels really, you know, attacked about, or, you know, somebody left me, you know, you left me hanging, you played me, you this, you that. So you got to just really pay attention in dating right now, y'all. It's serious, you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing. And I have a lot of, I think I got more single friends than I think I have married. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to the games that's being played. And like I said, some of it is not new. I'm only 6 years. We only 6 years out the game, but it's still, you know, to the point where it can become really unhealthy. You know, even just playing on your psyche to where you almost tell yourself like, maybe dating ain't for me. Maybe I don't need to date nobody. You know, maybe ain't nobody out there for me. And that's a lie too. You know what I mean? It's just what you are, like you said, what you're allowing to happen. And I love the standards that I've heard tonight. I love the compromise that I've heard tonight. I think that I think one of the biggest things is, again, it goes back to the root of it is communication. Stop playing games. You know what you want. You know, people aren't mind readers. So like with Paul's situation, we don't have to play the game. Are you with somebody? Have you recently been in a relationship? Are you currently seeing somebody? You know what I mean? We don't have to play the mind games. If, you know, do you work third shift? You know what I'm saying? So if you're not answering the phone and I call you at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, now I'm not assuming that, you know, I might miss out on a good person, because I'm assuming that, oh, you seeing somebody because you ain't answering the phone. Stuff like that happens when you don't fully communicate. I just think that it goes back to, you know, communicate. If you are old enough to date, I got a catchphrase. You old enough to communicate. Period. Point blank. Corey Poe, you got something to say before we leave?
Just in closing, just touching on something I said earlier. Everybody has value. Just because a person is not right for you doesn't mean they're not right for somebody. Just because you're not right for someone doesn't mean you're not right for someone else.
Yeah.
So let's not get caught up in the whole rejection things, or thinking we have to play, put on mask, or be somebody that would not, because you're going to wind up unhappy in that relationship anyway. Absolutely. So be yourself, be genuine. If they're for you, they're for you. If they're not, like Simply Lorraine said, they can kick rocks. So that's it. Let's just be 1,000. Let's keep it 100. I say let's, because I'm for all y'all out there. I'm for everybody listening under the sound of my voice. Everybody. God said man was not created to be alone. I truly feel there's somebody for everybody. And I hope that you find that person that God has in this world for you, but you're not going to find them playing games.
Oh, that was good. That's good. That's periodpointblank.com. You're not going to find them playing games. We haven't done this in a while. So if y'all would appease me, please give me just one pet peeve that you cannot stand for people to do in dating, when dating. We can say past, present, or, you know, but future. What is a pet peeve that you have, Simply Lorraine?
Oh, in dating, just I don't know. I have so many.
That's it. Got a lot of pet peeves.
I guess I would. The main one would be is just really just being upfront. That is my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
Just being honest, for
Being
real.
honest.
Like, because me personally, I don't want to hear 6 months down the road. I mean, because in all actuality, it takes a while to kind of get to know somebody. You got to kind of pay attention to them. You know what I mean? And your communication, or if you happen to see them here or there, just so really just them being upfront and being able to be themselves. If they 6-7 months down the road and they're like, or a few weeks later they're like, oh, I was scared, or this or this or that, like, yeah, I'm over it. We're grown. Certain things
We grown. Yeah.
Like, we grown.
We
Like,
grown.
no, sorry, not sorry.
Jihad, what's a pet peeve that you have, in dating with the purpose that you if you just had to give one, what's one pet peeve you want people to know you do not like?
It's been so long. Yeah. I guess don't show up. If you coming over, don't come in the house without no food and then ask me was I hungry. Shit.
I'm not playing with you. That was such a
no.
Serious. Like, you had to know I was hungry. You stop. You come here with a 50-piece order of wings, and I'm going to grab one. I'm like, oh, this mine.
That was such a man pet peeve.
Like, I would never come. I would never
be
come to the
something
store and
with
be like,
food.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, just I don't know. That's all I can think of right now. I mean, because really, I think the biggest thing, like when they come to dating, man, I kind of just watch how much they on social media as opposed to actual human contact.
Okay. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Corey Paul, can you think prior to being married if there were any like pet peeves you had and when you were dating?
Woman with a messy house, Bessie car.
There was a pet peeve.
Oh my God. Listen. Yeah.
Oh man. I don't even remember. I think for me it is as simple as a man is as good as his word. So if you tell me something, then that's what I expect. And just I expect you to show up, period. So yeah, I can't remember really, but I'm pretty sure I was like Simple Ray. I probably had a whole billion pet peeves. But either way, Corey Poe, you summed it up beautifully. It's somebody out there for everybody. I believe that we can all vote unanimously that it's never too soon to keep it real. Of course, you know what I mean? Follow your spirit, man. Listen to your gut, whatever it is that you want to follow, the vibe, the vibration, whatever it is. But you definitely, there's going to be something there that lets you know, gives you a certain level, I believe, of comfortability where you can, start to know, you'll know if you can deep dive with that person. And if not, and you're looking for something solid, let them go if you can't. But the key in all of this tonight, I think, in dating with a purpose is be upfront, have those hard conversations. I don't know why they're hard, but have the conversation, people. You know what I mean? That right there, to me, it gets you past 6 months, 6 years, 5 years. Like, you should never ever be stuck in a situation where you didn't know a person's religious belief. You didn't know a person's, you know what I'm saying, if they had, you know what I mean, never wanted kids and you wanted kids, or you shouldn't be in a situation, it's just certain things that financially, know what their finances, our financial goals are. I'll put it like that. So there's so many different things that are deal breakers for people, and they don't find them out until you've already wasted a year to 2-3 years of somebody's time.
LaDonna, what did you mean by if I have to get my purse for you since you're done?
He's serious about that.
Hey, that man ain't gonna sleep. He is not gonna sleep till he find that.
I mean, my bad.
He want to know, LaDonna, please.
I was just saying, get my strap. Okay.
I had you. He said, I want to. He said, LaDonna, we've been waiting to see her.
Yes.
I figured that. I'm good. I don't miss a beat. I figured that's where you was going with it, but he said, I gotta know. What you talking about? What did you think she was meaning?
Like having to always financially support or pay for the man. Because I mean, if I had to get my purse for you, because people's language is different, it has different definitions. I just wanted clarity.
Okay. You was sitting on that. I cannot believe it. Listen, y'all.
Oh wow.
It has been real. We are getting ready to say goodnight. We absolutely are going to stay in the same vein. Y'all will have to actually follow us on Facebook at Single Moms Lifestyle, Single Moms to Wives page, as well as our Instagram, Single Moms Lifestyle, Single Moms to Wives page, so that you will know what next week's topic is, because we never know. We have no idea, but we definitely are here for family, relationships, learning, building, growing, teaching, all of the above. And so we'll actually host. I'll actually post the next hot topic this week. But I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank y'all so much for showing us so much love. Y'all have been showing up and showing out every weekend, and we really appreciate it. We love you guys. It is 12:17 a.m. here, so I gotta scream happy birthday to Paul.
Happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday, baby. Paul. We love you. Y'all meet us back here next Saturday night if you ain't got nothing to do like us old folks. Paul said we old, and we absolutely got to move the time up because it's too late for young folks to be sitting here. But I seen a few. So anyways, we sipping on our water and we just talking our talk. But meet us back here next Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to end the show, of course, with my boo thing. Brandon, my youngest baby boy, made this video for all of us mothers. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bless you like it blesses us every time we watch it. And it is good night for us. Over and out.
Good night.
It's a letter to my mama, letter to my best friend. I know your love run deep, it'll never end. She taught me how to cook, she taught me how to clean. My dude's the realest one that is on my team, never ever picking sides. She taught me how to rise, taught me how to be a leader, never ever follow God, son, always follow God. She taught me how to pray, right before I eat and right before I lay. Don't be scared to make mistakes. She taught me that it's human, so I'ma be like Nike and just do it. Anything I wanna do, I know my mama, she gon' ride. Yeah. She say never fear no men, only fear God. Yeah. So I'ma walk around with my head high in these fear guys. My mama, she gon' be straight, I put that on my God. And I kill 100 niggas before I ever see you cry. I love you, mama. It's a letter to my mama, letter to my best friend. I know your love run deep, it'll never end. She taught me how to cook, she taught me how to clean. My dude's the realest one that is on my team, never ever picking sides. She taught me how to rise, taught me how to be a leader, never ever follow God, son, always follow God. She taught me how to pray, right before I eat and right before I lay. Don't be scared to make mistakes. She taught me that it's human, so I'ma be like Nike and just do it. Anything I wanna do, I know my mama, she gon' ride. Yeah. She say never fear no men, only fear God. Yeah. So I'ma walk around with my head high in these fear guys. My mama, she gon' be straight, I put that on my God. And I kill 100 niggas before I ever see you cry. I love you, mama. It's a letter to my mama, letter to my best friend. I know your love run deep, it'll never end. She taught me how to cook, she taught me how to clean. My dude's the realest one that is on my team, never ever picking sides. She taught me how to rise, taught me how to be a leader, never ever follow God, son, always follow God. She taught me how to pray, right before I eat, and right before I lay. Don't be scared to make mistakes. She taught me that it's human, so I'ma be like Nike, and just do it, anything I wanna do. I know my mama, she gon' ride. Yeah. She said never fear no men, only fear God. Yeah. So I'ma walk around with my head high in these fear guys. My mama, she gon' be straight, I put that on my God. And I kill 100 niggas before I ever see you cry. I love you, mama. It's a letter to my mama, letter to my best friend. I know your love run deep,